Yo, what's up guys? LRB Martins here, and welcome back to another video. Just felt like sharing this pretty cool concept that OnePlus showed off a couple days ago at CES. First of all, they are not planning on selling this particular phone, but as you'd expect from most concepts, it's got a ridiculously cool design and a lot of features you would expect to find in the near future. So for those of you who don't know, CES is an acronym that stands for the Consumer Electronics Show. It's basically a showcase of a bunch of different innovations in tech that companies have been working on and are now ready to showcase. An example of things commonly showcased at CES are TVs. Literally every year, CES is full of screens, and definitely the biggest one this year was Samsung's 292-inch 8K micro LED TV. Anyway, back to the OnePlus Concept. It's their first ever concept device, hence the name, and straight off the bat, it has a really eye-catching design that's simple yet somehow so sophisticated. Now, that may sound a little cliche, but trust me, it's true. The phone comes in this striking papaya orange, and in case you were wondering, yes, it's vegan leather. The phone was made in partnership with McLaren, and for that reason, the color is strikingly similar to the McLaren 720S. The leather on the back of this device is stitched near the center with a black strip of glass down the middle, meant to resemble a racetrack somehow. Before we go over the undoubtedly biggest feature of this phone, let's quickly brush over everything else first. So around the rims of the device, you'll notice that it has a gold luster. Well, what if I told you this was real gold? You'd probably think this device would instantly cost thousands and thousands of dollars, way more than it should, but it doesn't. This is simply because OnePlus have vaporized the gold before putting a very thin layer of these vaporized molecules onto the aluminum rims of the device. Once this is done, the molecules harden and regain their solid state, forming a protective layer over the phone that is definitely a bit more protective on the device. Gold definitely isn't the best option for a phone because it scratches easily and conducts heat really well. But being a concept, it means that in future phones, we could expect an infinite array of finishes on our smartphones, and it also indicates we might be able to change the finish of our phone after purchase. Under the hood, the specs are the same as the OnePlus 7 Pro specs, with the difference being the cameras. They aren't visible until you open the camera app, and when you close the app again, they pretty much disappear. This leaves a black strip of glass down the middle of the phone, and the cameras, although slightly visible, it's only when you hold them in a certain light. Because this tech uses electricity, it drains battery, and even if it's only 1 or 2%, this is still valuable battery. And considering you don't see the back of your phone very often, it doesn't really matter. And at the end of the day, whether your cameras are invisible or not, you don't see them. The cameras take 0.7 seconds to appear, and start functioning. This is just about the same time it takes to open the camera app. My biggest and probably only real issue with this disappearing camera stuff is that after a while, I fear it's gonna take way longer than 0.7 seconds to start working. So these cameras disappear and reappear using the tech that's in them. This tech is called electrochromic glass, and it's essentially the same stuff that can be found in some of McLaren's supercar sunroofs. Because this tech was originally built for their sunroofs, it took a long time to perfect in a phone. OnePlus said it took 18 months just to get it to the stage it is now. This is mainly because the glass in a sunroof is thick and much larger than a phone, so it took a long time to make it much smaller and much thinner. Also, because the glass in a sunroof takes a few seconds to go from transparent to opaque, OnePlus had to figure out a way to reduce the time this process took. So the way it works is that there are multiple layers of glass on the back of the device, and when an electrical current is passed through, it creates a shade. Another cool feature of these cameras is that the electrochromic glass can be used as a neutral density filter, or ND for short. This means that overexposed shots won't be as exposed or won't come out as bright. It also means shots on a smartphone won't let in nearly as much light. Thankfully, this feature can be toggled on and off, so you still have the ability to take long exposure shots if you want to. Being a concept, you're typically expected to have a purpose in your everyday smartphone, but it's really difficult to come up with any valuable reasons this phone could, have in the real world, other than the neutral density, of course. After a little thinking, though, I was able to come up with a few reasons that this phone could use to be useful in everyday society. With camera modules getting bigger and uglier every year, some designs are definitely not as pretty as others. This could help a lot with the aesthetic of smartphones, hopefully in years to come. It's definitely going to be a welcome addition to the next iPhone, but it would be better if the phone's cameras were down the middle. Take, for example, the Oppo Reno 2. Other than this, the tech could be used to finally achieve the infinity displays we've been trying to create for a few years now. And this could pretty much put an end to notches and hole punches forever. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and don't forget to drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe as well if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification so you know when the next video drops. Catch you guys later. God bless.